everybody! We are live with this month's episode of Teenagers from Outer Space, Encounters of the Nerd Kind. So, we're gonna go around and say who we are, who we're playing, basically. We're gonna start with, well, I'll just hand it over to Kiana. She knows what she's doing. Hi, Kiana. Good morning.
Hello, good morning, and I'm super excited to be back with a monthly series of our Tolstorians, Teenagers from Outer Space. Yes, this is an exciting episode because Twitter voted on what it was, and we decided that it's Science Fair Day today. So we're going to be going and seeing what these teens have up their sleeves in order to get good grades, because obviously this is what school's about, right, guys? Right?
What?
But yes, I am your referee. I am your GM for today, and let's go around and meet our lovely, lovely students today. So let's first go over to Greg. Hello, Greg.
Hey, how you doing? I'm playing CC today. Science Fair is not going to be really, it's on a little bit on the outside of the wheelhouse, like the part that hits the road. So this is not going to be the you might have to get carried this episode. There's only so far cool can get you when a grade's involved. So we'll see. I'm confident. Not really, but yeah, let's play.
Solid. And let's move over to Emma. Hello, Emma.
Hello. I'm so excited to be going to the science fair because I have never been to a real science fair in real life, but my character would be really good at a science fair. And I'm playing John Smith, the vaguely Doctor Who-like individual who likes science, and the possibilities are endless. Yay. I'm gonna win the science fair, I think. I hope.
Solid. Yeah, I mean, honestly, John would likely have one of the better chances, but we'll see. Things can happen. But yeah, let's move over to Travis. Brain. Thank you, Brain. Hello. You're merging in my brain as your character now, Travis.
Morning, Kiana. Good morning. Yeah, not if Derek the Sensitive Spaceman has anything to say about it. I think he's got a real shot here at the science fair today. Me, on the other hand, just like real science fair, I am putting all of this together at the last minute. So that's fun. I'm getting flashbacks here, so and it's not pleasant. But yes, Derek the Sensitive Spaceman, as you know, closely resembles a young Harry Connick Jr. in his prime. Okay, so you've got the full hair. You've got the jawline, just a burning with youth and handsomeness. So, just wanted to point that out. But I'm ready to rock.
Perfect. And of course, last but not least, we have Lindy.
Hi, I'm Lindy. Love Lindy. I'm playing Corellia. She actually doesn't mind science too much as long as it's in the realm of physics. It's one of her better subjects, you could say, that and art, but she skips a lot of the other classes. However, unlike Corellia, I never went to school, so I've never been to a science fair, and it's gonna be real exciting to see how that goes. I'm gonna be just guessing about how this whole process goes.
Well, you know what? That's the fun of this game. We get to make up how this process goes.
Yes. Super duper awesome.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so I guess we should just dive in. So it's been a couple weeks since prom, which has been like the highlight of the social part of the year. However, there always comes a time where the students have to get down to the books, and they actually have to show for something for that year of academic work. And in this particular school, I believe we called it Aces High, on this alternate reality version of Earth, a huge portion of that is the science fair. Now, the science fair tends to encompass as many students as possible who would like to who would like to join in. The alternative being writing a 14-page paper. So most people would prefer to just do the project. And the great thing about this is that it's super open. They kind of just, when you have a bunch of teenage aliens, you can't really put a restriction on what they can do so much as it doesn't kill anybody or cause irreparable damage to the building.
I need to go last then. Hold on.
And also, there it's not just only solo projects. There are some group projects as well. It's very, very open. Which is a good thing. Although, depending on how you feel about group projects, it may or may not be a good thing. It is the week before the science fair, and all of the teachers have been basically reminding all of you, hey, remember this is the thing, and it's sign-up day, as in this is the day that you are going to have to put down your name and what you're hoping to explore in some way. Whether you actually pursue that route doesn't really matter. It's just kind of like a, hey, here's a general idea so we know what to expect. So there's already that piece of paper at the front of the class, which states name and project. So, first off, is anyone going to be going solo, or are you all grouping up for a project here?
Oh my.
CC is going solo because it's too dangerous to bring friends.
You drink alone.
It's funny you say that. Let's get back to that at the science fair.
Yeah, with nobody else. Yeah, I think Derek knows exactly what he's about to go do. So doesn't need a partner, and I don't think even really heard the teacher say that he could have a partner. He's just over there in the corner with a bunch of instrumentation and something inside a snare drum, something that looks like a snare drum, and just writing his notes and just getting to work. So yeah, I don't think he thinks to ask for a partner.
John Smith is willing to have a partner. He's already done the project, and in fact, his 14-page paper is what explains what his science project will be. And he will take a partner if they want, but it is dangerous, and it might take thousands of years to complete. It just might.
I think Curly is gonna go solo too. I think we're gonna have solo science projects.
Okay, we're gonna have a bunch of solo science projects. Essentially, you have your own resources for coming up with these projects. I'm kind of thinking of whether we want to do like a montage or something that hops between everybody and sees what kind of things they're up to in preparation.
Montage. Montage.
All right, we're gonna montage this, I guess.
Yeah.
I think this is gonna be kind of almost popcorny. So whoever wants to go first can kind of describe a bit of their montage, and then they choose someone else to go next, and we'll just kind of bounce around like that to see what on earth is happening. Anyone want to go first on their first bit of the montage?
So, yeah, Curly will go first. She signs up she puts her own name of her project, and she immediately goes out and gets several large tanks of water and some wires and a bunch of electrical equipment. And I'm reading about my science project right now. She gets some other materials, some batteries maybe. I don't know. Is that in the thing, or does it make batteries? She's doing water splitting as a
Jesus.
source of renewable energy because that's what they use on her home planet. She's like, these nerds don't know about water splitting. I'm gonna teach them about renewable energy as we have perfected it on my home world. And you know, y'all are polluting this planet, so we gotta stop this. So here's my science project.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. So where has Corella set this up? I'm very curious. This is a very large thing.
Let's see, she'd set it up, well, obviously in whatever hall the science fair is going to be in. I don't know where these happen. Corellia knows a lot more about science than me. I never actually had science fairs, so I see you, chat. She's gonna set up her tanks and stuff in a... Not like, she doesn't want to be front and center, because her experiment is more brainy than flashy. So she's gonna kind of set up on the side somewhere where like a lot of thoroughfare will go through, because she wants to reach out to people and tell them about this renewable energy source, but not front and center.
All right, and you get to choose who goes next in the montage.
Oh, I can choose next. Let's have Derek go next.
Oh my gosh. All right. Derek knows exactly what he's going to do. And the question is, if we're going to keep it a mystery, what exactly is in it? He withdraws from his locker a snare drum. It looks like a very nice snare drum. And it's got the wire mesh all around the side of it, but it does seem to be airtight. It's its own concealed thing with like windows around the outside. You can't really see it. And he takes it to the classroom, and just in the back there has now attached to this drum all sorts of instrumentation and like an air tank and different chemicals hooked up by various tubes to this thing, and he's furiously writing and taking notes. And I think also Derek lives with, as we know, a kindly old man who's missing half of his index finger on his right hand and has rented him a room for free, and has loaned him a suit because Derek, in his super tux from last time, you know, Derek's basically blasted through all of the clothes he owns, so he's basically in sort of a pre-war three-piece suit, standing in the back with all this futuristic instrumentation. He looks like my great-grandfather working on a complex, ridiculous science experiment that involves cheap musical equipment. So yes, that's what Derek is doing. But what about John Smith?
John Smith. John Smith's science project is that he wants to prove that there is a dimension which connects the universe, but the gateways for it are only through other science fairs. And so all science fairs connect to other science fairs, and you have to you have to open a portal in order to get there, and there are actual there's a whole science fair civilization that exists that I've been thinking about this for a couple days. There's a science fair, like, people that exist that only live off of the energy of science fairs, and they are at war with the people who they're at war with the people who are created by the energy of all the people who cheat at science fairs, which is almost everybody. And so there's the cheaters, and there are the people who take it seriously, and that energy and that friction creates this dimensional power that he seeks to tap into. So basically all he has to do this is a turntable and a screwdriver and 4 puppies. And that's how he does this. And he sends them back. He sends them out, and they come back with this is so silly, and I'm just making this shit up. Good. He'll send out a puppy, and he'll come back with a best in show like a first place in the science fair medal, and that's how science project works.
This is so good.
You spent a couple days thinking about this. I spent like 2 hours yesterday Googling what Corellia's project would be.
I didn't. I was totally lying. I just made that shit up.
I love it so much. Science Fair's a liminal space is confirmed. And I guess that just leaves CC's preparations.
Well, CC, when tracked down, not in class, to sign up for the science fair, would simply write Mandolin Rain on the sign-up sheet. Mandolin Rain, CC. And his preparation would include the following: smoking cigarettes, looking at music, and then for about 10 minutes, he goes to the liquor store, buys several bottles of liquor. He doesn't, of course, need an ID. And then he goes and picks up a piece of poster board. He has to be directed to the store that sells such things, even though it is right next to the liquor store. And he goes in, purchases it, and goes back to smoking and watching and listening to music. But he has liquor bottles and a piece of poster board and a pencil and no idea. He's ready.
Man, I'm gonna start crying. We have all been there, I think. At least I have.
Yeah, I didn't have science fairs in high school, but I had in middle school. Oh boy. Yep. Oh, this is so good. Yep, so as we flash through this montage of teenage aliens preparing over the course of this week, gathering supplies they need, writing down all the notes for their poster boards or whatever else they're going to be displaying.
Poster board.
And like there's kind of that buzz around school. It's a little different than the buzz around prom, obviously. It's a little more it's a different shift in focus, and a different shift in focus for the type of people who are interested in doing this type of stuff. Obviously. A lot more of the more bookish types around school are thriving on this energy here, and the libraries are the busiest they've been like all year. And yes.
Okay. Reading some more about Corellia's science project, she would have set up near a big old window as she's going to use sunlight to power her project just like back home.
Makes sense. Yep. So, and the whole, basically the gymnasium, which somehow gets large enough for several students for a science fair, and they're likely ginormous projects. As they people are starting to kind of set up and like have their little booths. Some people taking up more space, and others. There's kind of this weird politics going on of like, you know. And actually, Corellia, as you're kind of, you know, you have your big water tanks set up by the window and these batteries.
Sorry, that was just for chat. I didn't realize it would stop everything.
Oh, wait.
Oh, but when N7 walks into the room, it generally does stop everything, I'm just saying.
You have to show respect when we see an innocent. Go ahead. I'm thinking about my science fair project.
It's just really funny. Yeah, so
I'm setting up near the windows.
Corellia, as you're setting up your booth here. It's about the day before, and next to you is Blake, who has set up right by this window as well.
That's fine. I'm cool.
Yeah, his project is quite large as well. There's kind of this like he's very over dramatic about being secretive about it.
Ugh. That's so
Like
notable.
he's put up tarp and stuff
Oh my gosh. What a nerd.
to like hide what the fuck is going on here. He's clearly making a bit of a show of like this whole situation.
My show is how like cool and nonchalant and open I am about it. I'm just like, yeah. I'm just sitting here working on my galvanastic electrochemicals now.
And yeah, so Blake at some point is taking a break from doing the stuff. It's a group project, it looks like.
Oh, okay.
It's kind of although a group project in the sense that she's telling people what to do
Yeah.
and doesn't seem to be doing much of the work himself. And so he's kind of like leaning on the wall as you're prepping.
The wall lean.
And as he's just kind of like watching, he's like, so what's your project again?
Well, currently I'm creating the galvanastic electrochemical cell, but it's about basically for Earth standards. It's the fuel cycle of the future. That's what I use in my home world. You split water to create fuel cells and energy. It's pretty cool. It's also solar powered, so it's like solar water power. Yeah. Highly renewable. Very eco-friendly.
Right, yeah. Didn't pin you for like a, environment lover, but that's cool. That's cool.
Yeah, well, if you don't take care of the environment, everybody's gonna die. And I rather fancy living, so it's not cool to litter.
You see him look off like to the side where like clearly he's thrown some for like like right, yeah, totally not cool. And he like
Goes,
leans over
like,
and like
picks it up. Yeah. Yeah, it's like real not cool.
And
What's your
he's just-
project?
he kind of like shoves this like wrapper into like the pocket of his faux leather jacket.
Uh-huh. Oh, that's right. It's faux leather.
Yeah, faux leather jacket. For everyone at home, Blake is our resident, trying too hard to be cool guy.
Mm-hmm.
Trying so hard.
And trying to steal Corellia from Derek.
Yes. Speaking of which, can I use my telepathy to eavesdrop on this entire conversation?
Oh yeah, totally.
Good.
Of course he is.
Because I think that Derek's hit a point where he's feeling pretty confident about his project, and he's just doing the thing. Or you're walking the show floor, checking it out. Definitely interested in what Corellia is working on for her project. He's kind of been keeping an eye on her, corner of his eye there, but still very focused. Well, I have what is this? What do you roll for your powers? Cool.
It depends on
Just
what
do
you're
it.
doing.
Oh, I want to from across the room, a crowded room, eavesdrop on Corellia and this guy.
Okay,
This guy.
this guy.
By the way, I'm going to throw an asterisk in here. My favorite part about this game is I almost forget that there are aliens until someone says, "May I use my telepathy to stop my station?" And I'm like, "All right, we have superpowers and shit."
I've got tentacle hair.
Which is the funniest part of this goddamn game. Okay, with a 10. Jesus. Yeah, you are very much eavesdropping on this conversation. And you're doing it like totally unnoticed too.
Oh, smooth.
Because you rolled literally the max you can get on a die.
First off, he's a loser because he's in a group project. I respect that Corellia has done a solo project. Respected her already, but now I'm like, that's right. Blake sucks. We know that, and I'm just kind of listening to him, and I'm not gonna force myself in there. Derek's trying really hard to play it cool, and it's not easy for him. And I think the distraction of the science fair is the only thing grounding him today at school from just completely doing the post-prom, I kissed you and I just am completely can't handle it thing. We smooched and I'm going crazy. Like Derek has something to focus on. So playing it cool. Blake sucks.
Yeah, Blake's not great. So yeah, so he's just he's our resident scapegoat now. We need an asshole.
Yeah, we need this. I love it.
And yeah, so after he shoves the wrapper in his pocket and kind of adjusting again those glasses that have like the flip down sunglasses lens, because of course he does. He props himself up against the wall again. And he just like, I mean, like, and he kind of like, wait, hold on. He seemed to be conflicted as to whether to tell you or not. Like, obviously he wants to say something about it, but also he wants to be weird and secretive.
Yeah.
And so he's just like, I mean, are you like cool enough to like keep a secret?
Am I cool enough? Obviously.
And he'll lean in just a little too close.
Oh, of course.
Of course he is. He's gross. And as he leans in just a little too close, he says, so like, we're tapping into, you know, how like Earth has this like weird molten core thing in
Yeah.
the center of it. Tap into that.
Like geothermal energy?
Yeah, kind of. Yeah. But just a little more exciting, you know. So you know.
Right.
Hey, but what could be done with something like, you know, how like, well, I was told when I was like looking up ideas and stuff that, you know, model volcanoes or whatever are a thing, but like, why would you want to do that with like baking soda and vinegar?
Right. That's so third grade.
So I thought I'd, you know, spice it up a little and like
Yeah.
make it super authentic.
Uh-huh. And you've like got a containing field or whatever for it, right?
Yeah, of course.
Sure. Right. Cool, you work on that. And she's gonna kind of turn back to her work and be like, man, I don't think I can move these tanks now that they're in place and filled with water. Can I scoot them over a little bit more?
Yeah, he basically like finger guns and then goes back.
And I love how he's like, you can keep a secret, and Derek's like, just dropping that eaves this whole time.
Had no idea.
Yeah. So, Derek has to walk up to Corellia at this point. Like, very cool. He's done his focusing disintegrator rays in his jacket, by the way. Done. Science fair.
Oh, hey, Derek.
Oh, yeah. Hey, how's it going?
Oh, pretty good. Just
yeah.
making my project.
Yeah, you know, I was thinking the science fair was going to be pretty cool, but it turns out that it's kind of lame.
I don't know.
Right?
I mean, science can be cool.
That's true. Science can be cool. I couldn't help but overhear that Blake is thinking of constructing a volcano. Did I hear him correctly? I was nearby.
Yeah.
Wasn't like over eavesdropping on your conversation. I just like I'm walking by and I heard the word volcano. Said it rather loudly, so couldn't help but. I just think that's incredibly irresponsible to put the students and faculty in danger, like direct harm's way like that. I just something I was thinking about. I just don't think that's.
I mean, as
very
long
smart.
as he's got like a containment field for it, shouldn't be an issue. Like lots of planets use geothermal energy.
That's true. They do. What are you working on?
I'm working on a galvanistic electrochemical cell so I can split water into energy using solar power. It's very renewable.
Well, that's very interesting. During my time in the Zenlok Galactic Colonization Legion, we annihilated a civilization that had a hydrogen economy. They had found a way to split water, and they lived this incredibly prosperous, beautiful life, rich with art and culture, where the natural the things that were on their planet were there, able to sustain them. And we destroyed that in 24 hours using our Gargan herds and focusing disintegrator rays. And we also destroyed their technology so that it couldn't be repeated. And so that's why I was really interested in what you're working on, because finding another way to split water would be a good thing, since the only people who did it were swiftly crushed under the iron boot of my people.
Right. I'm pretty sure there's other planets that split water for energy, like mine does. Doing it for a
Oh, I
long
didn't know
time.
that.
Yeah, that's cool.
I thought it was just the one.
No, there's more than one.
That is such a relief to hear that we didn't annihilate the one planet that managed to find peace and prosperity using water. That's wonderful. I should like to visit your planet at some point.
Yeah, maybe.
Sounds like a wonderful place.
There's a lot of water there. It's like 95% water. 98% actually.
I was thinking of getting some of whatever that red drink is that they're serving over there, and then walking the science fair, checking in on Cece and John, what they're working on.
Okay. Well,
Doing it?
I've got to kind of work on this a little bit more.
Oh,
Yeah.
I finished mine.
Oh,
So,
finished already.
yes,
Okay.
the specimen is right over there sleeping right now, and yeah, it's going very well. I feel confident about my presentation, and I was going to tell you too that I had a very good time at prom.
Yeah, prom was cool.
It was cool.
Yeah.
It's very cool. I thought it was cool. Prom, that is.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah, I'm gonna see you around a little bit later. Yeah.
there's
Okay.
a red drink over there with my
Yeah,
name on it.
I'm gonna
literally.
drink some water and she's gonna get back to.
Eric gets out of there.
Yep, the awkward we kiss, but we haven't talked about it. Thing going on here. I love it. Okay, unless someone else wants to do something, before the science fair.
Well, the CC's just rolling in, and he's got a crate full of like half full alcohol bottles. He's got the poster board rolled up and stuck in the crate. He's smoking as he comes in, and only he can hear Intergalactic by the Beastie Boys as he walks into the science fair. And he walks over and begins to set up directly in front of Blake's project. He just pulls a table from somewhere else in front of Blake's and begins to, as if he doesn't see him at all. And if you've seen anything like this, It looks as if CC is setting up a drink table at a wedding. Like there are cups, the bottles, some napkins that are kind of flayed out a bit. There's a couple like spears of plastic like swords. There's even olives in a couple of them, and he's just getting ready. You're not sure he understands what a science fair is.
So you basically set up in front of Blake's as if Blake's thing was the wall.
Directly. I'm directly in front of Blake.
Yeah. Oh boy. A couple of Blake's friends, lackeys, you're not sure at this point, kind of startle as you kind of just set up. And one of them kind of goes up to you. Hey, do you mind? You're kind of like right in front of our project.
Oh, I didn't even see you there. Are you guys new?
No. No. No.
And CC genuinely had no idea they were there. So sorry, man. And he'll put all the stuff back into his crate, roll up his poster board, put it back in, light a new cigarette, and move down to the next available space and set up.
Yeah, Blake watches like, what the fuck? Here. Going by.
I just be nearby watching Cece do this while sipping gently out of a small styrofoam cup full of cheap fruit punch that I paid $1 for in a 1939 Brooks Brothers suit. Just sort of watching Cece unload all this booze.
And the last thing CC does is he takes his poster board and unrolls it. And it's written in pencil but filled in what looks like crayon. And it says St. Elmo's Frozen. And he just like nails it up behind him with tape. There's like duct tape, scotch tape, packing tape. He gets it behind him. It's off a bit. And he just smokes and waits.
So
he puts on an
good.
apron too. Puts on an apron.
Of course he does.
Yeah. Cece,
Yes.
I'm pretty sure prom ended yesterday. Cece.
What's prom?
Right. So you're doing exploring the art of mixology with your science fair project. It would seem.
No.
Cool. Well, my project's pretty much done. The specimen is resting comfortably in its enclosure. I was wondering if you needed a hand. I've got a little extra time here before things get started. If you needed some help at all.
He looks around at his fully functional bar. No, man, I think I'm good.
Cool.
Thanks.
Get out of there.
You also know that technically alcohol is not allowed in
Right,
the
right.
school.
Yeah, we're just not going to talk about the fact that I'm not going to narc on Cece. Our relationship has
Jeez.
grown to the point that I'm not going to narc on.
Yeah, so if there's no further preparation needed, we can jump to when the science fair opens to not just to the school but to the public.
Oh.
Nice.
In which case, you could have invited people outside of the school, whether that's family or friends or
No.
whatever else.
I'd say Corellia probably didn't invite anyone from her family, but it's entirely possible someone showed up from her family. Whether it be a sister, brother, cousin, uncle, aunt, whatever, grandmother. Who knows? She has a large family.
Yeah, it's great. And I think the kindly old man who Derek rents a room from for free shows up because he's usually napping at this time of day with a newspaper over his face. But he's come out to support Derek because he's pretty sure Derek is from outer space, but he doesn't think anybody would believe him if they...
Despite and knowing full well of a high school filled with aliens from outer space.
Oh, yeah. No, he doesn't know that. Something's weird about that boy, but I'm going to go to the science fair and,
and see what he's up to. I love it. I love that so much.
Like this. Good job. Nice to meet you. Oh. That's awful. Also, in Bride of the Monster, Harvey B. Dunn had a parrot on his shoulder. I'm pretty sure it's Bride of the Monster. And it would be great if he had a parrot on his shoulder. Just
oh, yeah. He totally had a parrot on his shoulder.
Petey is just there.
Yeah, so as almost you finish the setup and the doors open, a flood of people come in, all kind of dispersing to look at the different various displays and experimentations that are happening here. Yeah, and Derek, you see that the kindly old man, which that's going to be his name now. He gets a few weird looks from the parrot on his shoulder. And he just, hobbles around and kind of leans over. He doesn't really have his glasses on today, so he has to kind of get up real close to the writing. Yeah. Yeah, so he'll be hobbling around. And you have the various teachers around who are, some of them who are just there to see what's going on, and a couple of them have like clipboards with pieces of paper taking notes for grades and the such. And one of the teachers has made their way around to UCC. This is one of them with a clipboard.
As soon as CC sees the public coming in, he will turn on his cleverly disguised turntables beneath his card table, and "I Want Your Sex" by George Michael starts playing. And he has not a dry erase board, because they really didn't have those. In my mind, in my head canon, I don't know what anybody else is thinking, but he's got like a little slate, and he writes "Happy Hour?" ? And he puts that up in a little stand that he has already set up, a little A-frame like music thing. And as soon as someone walks up, he begins to pour whiskey into a solo cup.
Someone help me describe what this teacher's like. I really need to know what this teacher's like. The science teacher, we'll say chemistry.
Sure.
Tweed suit.
Okay.
My mother was a biology teacher for 30 years. So however you want to describe this person, end with tired.
Yeah. Okay, so tweed suit. Probably even like when they're not in the lab, always has like the goggles on them,
Yes.
just in case.
Yes.
Yes.
But they're like prescription goggles. So they
Yeah,
make his
they're
eyes look
prescription
real big.
Because otherwise the glasses don't fit nicely with the goggles.
They
so.
don't.
They have like the general tiredness that goes with every single teacher here. I see you in the chat, Prax.
So as soon as the teacher would step up, a teacher, he has no idea what their name might be. He just simply, he doesn't even know they're a teacher. He just says, "Hey, welcome to happy hour. Who knows how long this will take?" As if he's rehearsed this, which he has. "In this cup, we have a frosty beverage. But wait, not frosty, you say. Let's see at what temperature it gets frosty." And he puts a thermometer in the solo cup and begins to twirl it with his finger as he uses his ice powers to freeze the...
Yes!
And as the temperature, he doesn't mark down when it freezes, but he pulls out the thermometer and there's basically just like a snowball of whiskey on the end. He pulls the thermometer out, produces a paper cone, and puts the whiskey ball on top and hands it to the teacher. "That's for you, man."
God bless this.
"Welcome to St. Elmo's Frozen. Tell all your friends. I'll be here, I don't know."
Okay, I'm gonna give this to you. I need a smart or cool roll to pull this off.
Here.
To pull this off and not get in trouble. So that's
This
a
is-
9
That's
plus.
gonna be a 17.
Jesus fucking Christ.
Ice cold.
Always. Yeah, so you you just absolutely practice, know exactly what to say, and somehow your deadpan like pacing works. And the teacher, who looks like they were about to say something, like, you know, about the fact that there's alcohol, the fact that you didn't note anything down. But they've had a long ass week. They've had to field questions from almost all the students about like their projects and everything, trying to like bribe them and trying to like, you know, get them to help with the project. And so they just note something down on the clipboard, take the whiskey ice cone, and just nod as they walk away.
And as soon as "I Want Your Sex" ends, he kicks the bottom of the table and John Parr's St. Elmo's Fire starts playing. He just turns around and spreads his arms. "We're open, everybody." That's it.
So good.
So good. What's John doing at this point as the general public and your teachers who will be marking this come in?
So I imagine if the general public is open, perhaps literally dozens of them will talk to John as if they are close friends who have spent a long time together, including like an old couple who's like, "My God, I last saw you in the war. I thought you were dead." And he's just like, "No," and "No, you were wrong." And there's like a robot gorilla that shows up and they have a sidelong glance for a while and then it just leaves. And so he's demonstrating his science project to his teachers. He's going to say, I am demonstrating that the entire world is connected through the power of science fairs. And then out of his pocket, he produces a puppy. And he puts it on a turntable and it spins around and vanishes. And it comes back holding a little trophy that says first place science fair, Tuscaloosa, or something like that. And then at the end, the only thing he does is he goes, and that's it. That's what he's doing.
Okay, I'm gonna need you to roll me a smarts roll to see how well this works out.
It makes sense to me.
And he's doing it dozens of times with different puppies. Sometimes they come back.
Jesus
talking.
Christ, y'all are rolling like.
That's an 18.
Yeah.
Yes.
I think I'm gonna have to start adjusting the DC for these things because in the original game it's like a 7 or above.
Listen, you can't adjust this is a great game. The system shouldn't be changed. We just happen to be the best in the world at it.
That's true.
We do happen to be
Ever.
pretty good.
That breaks the game.
The best in any world. All the worlds. Even the world wherever that damn dog went.
Alternate reality version you. I'm gonna note that down in my head for later. Yeah, so you repeat this several times with the puppies, and each time the puppy disappears, the crowd gathers. They come back. They all clap. It's like repeated each time that a puppy goes through and comes back.
I would like it if they're all subtly different. Like one comes back talking and one comes back clapping.
Yeah. One comes back with like, with like, you know, slightly like not natural coloration for a dog. One comes back talking.
One comes back with a bachelor's degree in like science.
Mm-hmm. One's like a 9th level cleric now.
It comes back with a bachelor's degree in philosophy. It's dog parents are upset that they wasted so much money in dog college.
Never shut the fuck up ever again. Yep.
The dog is bitter, tries to find a philosophy work, can't.
That hit a little too close. Jeez. So like there's now a dozen alternate reality changed puppies that are running around here. So not only able to demonstrate your very complex ideas to the general public, but one of the teachers, your physics teacher, is very impressed and has asked if you would like to share that paper that you've written with a journal and perhaps extending beyond that.
Well, absolutely, I could. I don't wish to patent it, though, because this power needs to be shared freely with the world. But, yes, I would be happy to do that. And he's going to produce a lectern out of his pocket, and plunk it down, and he's going to read the entire paper to everybody.
Yeah, and then people actually stay and listen. It takes fucking forever because it's a 14-page paper, and people keep just getting distracted by the puppies.
Several times during the when his friend is giving their wonderful report, CC will walk through with an ice cream cone tray full of snowballed liquor. Everybody, that's my friend, and he just hands them out. He has no idea.
Yeah. Some people start to eat it without even really thinking about what it is, just because they're so enraptured by this.
And can Derek, after finishing his fruit punch and disposing of the cup, pick up one of the puppies and just have that bit, because Derek has never really interacted with an animal before, and feels a guilt because the dog that lived with the old man that he lives with was destroyed when his people landed. But that's a whole other thing. So he's looking at the dog. You look right at the dog, and then you look right back at Derek. And you have that shot of the two of them just looking at each other for a second, and then I think he picks up the puppy and it starts to lick his face, and then he doesn't know what to do about it. Thank you.
That's adorable. Yeah. I love that a lot. A dog. One of the puppies had come back with a bunch of poker winnings. Super rich. Thank you, Chad. And I think one of these puppies has totally demanded a snowball from CC. Like it looks up and
It's the father of the philosophy student. Somehow that dog's shown up as well. He's upset. He doesn't know how he's going to recoup his losses. He's a real a-hole, so yeah, he gives him one tequila because he's a dog. What?
Dog. Oh, that's so good. Oh man, that's so good.
That was a long way from chasing the worm joke because he's a dog, but okay, never mind. I'll go ahead. Yeah.
No, okay. Yeah. So as this whole crowd has gathered, not that far away, is Krelia, your space, next to still the tarped over experiment that belongs to Blake and his gang.
Mm-hmm. All right. Well, Corellia she's standing there and talking about our science experiment while her tentacles like operate it, because you gotta have a good presentation, and she's got some points and looks, so she's making it look real good. She's like, so when you're creating the galvanistic electrochemical cell, you have to get some of the cobalt-based catalyst, and you put it in the water, and she just goes on like this explanation of how it works, and you'll see a bunch of little bubbles in the tank, kind of going up from the beating of the water getting split, and some fuel cells, and you can see like charging, and she's got like a pile of already charged fuel cells, and so she just kind of like keeps swapping them out and be like, look, you can test it, and like you put the battery and it like lights up a big light or something, and it's real cool. She took some of the prom lights, like the disco lights.
Cool. Yeah, so I think this is I think this would be a smart roll.
Okay, sure. Can I use my physics to give me?
Yes.
Yes. Alright. Ooh, 7.
A 7. That will get you where you need to be. It's
Cool.
not, perhaps like it's not quite as bright as you like.
Yeah.
Hope it.
I feel like she just goes too in depth into like this is why the Earth needs to switch to this, because it's way more eco-friendly, and she's real intense about it. And so that like the science works, but she's being too intense about it.
That was good. Yeah. So yeah, you're being a little, and like a few of the people kind of like, back away, just feel a little called out and guilty about it, but they hide it with the like defensive like, how dare you, so they kind of back away. But your teacher kind of like nods and is following your explanation and notes down something on the clipboard.
Cool.
Before stepping away. And yeah, so let's and as our camera kind of circuits around to our final teen, what's Derek doing after he this puppy has been licking his face and giving him kisses?
I think he's made his circuit around the room, and he needs to check in on Blake one more time to make sure that Blake's not going to destroy everything, and then he needs to get back to his booth for when the teacher comes by, in case faculty has any questions before the big presentation. I will hold on to this puppy, DM permitting.
Yeah, so yeah, you have the puppy has decided to stick with you.
Excellent.
I don't know which puppy this is. This is one of the changed puppies. We can decide on how it's been changed by its alternate reality dimension traveling. But yeah, you can. It's pretty easy to get over to. Well, after you get past like the big crowds around John's experiment, and like bump into a few people who are a little red-faced for this time of day. But you're able to get to, again, there's still this tarp that's kind of covering whatever's happening over next to Corellia's exhibit. And you see Blake. You don't see Blake, but you see Blake's two group members who seem to be kind of whispering to each other.
Ugh, they're the worst. Is Corellia around? Can I see her?
Oh yeah. Yeah, she's at her. She's right again. She's right next.
She's
There's
just
a-
guilt tripping a bunch of Earthlings about their power consumption and usage.
Nice.
Yeah.
Excellent. Well, I think Derek doesn't know the effect that puppies have on women. I think. I don't think he has any concept of this. So he's just going to walk up with this puppy licking his face and, just be like, look at this strange animal that seems to have leapt into my arms.
Yeah, it's super weird. It's covered in like fur.
Do you think its tongue is toxic?
I hope not, because it's kind of all over your face.
It's an odd sensation. They have like a dry tongue and a cold, wet nose. I haven't figured out how I feel about it, but every time I put him down, he jumps back up on me.
It sounds really attached. Are you sure it's not a parasite?
Well, it hasn't invaded my body, other than constantly licking my face. I don't feel any different, other than a mild sense of, joy.
I would monitor the symptoms just in case.
Okay. How's your experiment coming?
I don't know. It's like the experiment itself is going fine, but people keep walking past once I start explaining to them about how important renewable energy is.
Yeah, they don't seem to care. I noticed that. They don't seem interested in improving the atmospheric conditions on their own planet.
They don't. Whatever. It's fine.
And I've run tests. It's not going well.
It's not.
They should be very
I
concerned
can
about.
feel the congestion in the air in my tentacles. It's not good.
Well, the Marfan content alone, if there were Gargan, well, my presentation discusses that. If there were
Well,
Gargans
since
on the
mine
planet.
doesn't have very many people, I'm gonna have to go, the teacher's already walked by, so I can, if you haven't done your presentation yet, I'll hang out for that.
They walk by? Oh. Alright, I've got to get to my booth.
Alright, let's go.
Oh.
CC passes the two of you. Hey. And he has a tray full of snowball cones.
Oh, hey, Cece.
Snowball cone?
Yeah.
I would not drink that. Were I you. No offense, CC.
None taken. All right.
Corellia totally has a snowball cone.
Also, Derek, as this puppy keeps licking your face is a little numb.
Good.
As this puppy had been changed to be slightly toxic by its dimension warping travels.
Okay.
It's not lethal or anything. It's just kind of like that part of my face is getting a little numb.
If it's a toxic dimension skipping puppy, it should have at least one article of clothing on, but not like a full outfit, like a vest or like pants.
Are we gonna
that
go
just
into the
look like
how would dogs wear pants?
Yes, in other dimensions.
Pooh Bear in it.
Oh.
Yeah, just a little t-shirt. There you go.
Yeah, it wears a small t-shirt, and as you're now lifting it up, you see it's a bright yellow t-shirt with a little bit of a biohazard
Beautiful.
sign, on the stomach part of it.
Yes.
It also says Frankie says relax.
Thank you. I say I've been waiting 2 weeks for someone to say Frankie says relax on this show. Thank you.
There you go.
Oh, I'm so glad it wasn't me. Oh, that was amazing. Yes, please. Yes.
Yeah,
okay.
so
I got so
that's
excited.
your new pup friend,
Oh, that's
lightly toxic, wearing a t-shirt.
We'll have to come up with a great name. So, yes, holding this puppy, and my advanced alien physiology keeps me from this dog being lethal, but yes, if my face is kind of numb, then I'm not happy because I'm about to give a presentation. And my mouth is kind of going like this. So yes, I make my way back to my table, and the specimen. The specimen.
Yeah, how is this all set up, and what is your presentation about?
So, well, is it time? Should I deliver my presentation now?
Yeah,
So-
the teacher's like waiting.
Your teacher has arrived.
I hand the dog to Corellia. You hold this.
Sure.
For me, please. Appreciate you. Thank you. Ah, yes. Consider the Gargan. And I pull a small cloth off of this snare drum, which in it is a average-sized, dark-colored lobster. Okay? Everybody got that? Lobster and a snare drum. Okay. That established, there's kind of the poster board there shows a very complex machine with a drawing of a giant lobster and a complex apparatus and a gun pointed right at its head, and on like a Connect style Rube Goldberg machine. Like, okay, yes, consider the Gargan. On my home planet of Zenla, that's the wrong thing. The Gargan has been raised as a primary food source for centuries. Its tender meat can be stewed, roasted, braised, candied, etc. Now, the Gargan multiplies in size at an alarming rate, particularly here on Earth, due to the unusually high Marfan content in the atmosphere. At its full-grown size, it is known to pull humanoid-sized prey apart like fresh bread with its massive, powerful claws. Large populations can be decimated quickly, using groups of Gargans released from the air onto an unknowing populace. Now, my hypothesis is that the might and power of the Gargan can be harnessed for the good of the life on the given planet that you may be releasing them onto, or that they may be onto. So, first, we must demonstrate how quickly even the smallest amount of fresh air can almost instantly affect the physiology of the Gargan. Watch, please. So, and then I have like a freaking air tank hooked up to this thing, right? And I just turn the handle just the tiniest bit.
Okay, I'm gonna need a roll to just control everything.
What could go wrong?
I need a
Science.
what kind of roll is this? This is a very good question. What kind of roll is this?
Science?
Oh my god. Oh no, my god.
Biology?
Oh, it's more.
We rolled a 1.
Yeah, that's not very good, is it? I was gonna say luck.
Oh, I have an okay luck.
Yeah, what does it push it to?
Oh boy. It's a 5, so 6.
Yeah,
But you said earlier that 7 is like the number.
yeah.
Would he get to add his biology to it? Make it a
Look,
7?
It's okay if I fail this roll, everybody.
The Gargan. The
I will
Gargan's gonna have to fight the volcano.
So as you attempt to just bring the littlest bit of air, you watch as within this little snare encasement, this lobster start to grow.
As you can see, it
Whoa.
instantly reacts to Earth's atmosphere.
And it starts to grow more.
Now it's supposed to stop there because I should have only let in about 5% of Marfan content of Earth's atmosphere. This says, everyone should know that this says 7. So if you guys could just hold on, if you could all just hold on for just 1 second. Derek. please.
And as you you look at the encasement and you're like, I should have. You see, there's this tiniest bit of a leak. As you see this lobster start to hit the size of this encasement, clearly growing more.
Well,
Your teacher is like noting this down, but as like this thing this hard shell pushes up against like the glass of this thing, you can see that it's starting to like creak as if it's going to burst out of it.
I hold the puppy between me and it.
I instantly reach for my focusing disintegrator ray, knowing that I'll have to destroy it before it gets too large. However, I think it's set to cool. And so I'm like, fumbling with the focusing disintegrator ray during these crucial moments when it is still of manageable size.
And all of you, whether you're around this experiment or not, can hear the container cracking and smashing out as this giant lobster that's now quickly expanding to take out not just Derek's original booth, but also the ones around it. People are starting to yell, and some of them, for a moment, they think that this is just like a gimmick until they realize that, nope, this is a very real, very, very, very large lobster.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
Yeah. And after that moment, of awe, Derek has to fly into total leading man action here, Corellia, get back!
Just teleport backwards a little bit.
Before it reaches enough full size. And I shoot it.
Okay, roll me. I forget stats. That's great. Roll me a either a
Long, right?
I say a bot or a luck here.
Okay. And that's yeah.
And what's everyone else doing as this giant lobster creature?
That's a 10.
Nice.
Well, Derek said to get back, so I'm just gonna teleport like 10 feet back.
With the puppy in hand?
Yeah, I gotta have like some kind of like deterrent or bait for this thing, just in case it gets close. Although this thing is definitely cuter than the puppy in Corellia's opinion.
Still having no idea what's going on, CC will turn in a very Michael Bay 180 shot as he's holding his tray. He sees his friend fighting a giant lobster. That doesn't concern him. So he finds the nearest student, preferably like a middle schooler, hands them the tray of iced alcohol, gives them his towel, puts a thermometer in one solo cup, and somewhere Bon Jovi's Living on a Prayer turns on that everyone can hear. And as he turns, a wind machine that no one can see starts buffeting his hair as he lifts off the ground in flight and moves in to help his friend.
Hell yeah. And what's John doing? You're like on page like 10 of your paper.
John spots this threat and he tells the crowd, "Everyone, you have no choice. You must go through the portal." And so he's just like ushering dozens of random people into another dimension because he sees this. He says, "No, no.
I've seen the Gargants destroy worlds before.
Yes, I will never be there again for it. Oh, not again." And he has like a very quick, long shot of him going, and so yes, he's trying to help people get out there, and then he gets his sonic screwdriver out and runs up as fast as he can with his one pup companion.
Which pup is this?
This is a pup. He's a completely, he's the talking pup, and he is the one who came back altered and cool. So he's got like a cap that's going this way, and he's wearing sunglasses and a Hawaiian shirt.
I love this dog.
There's nothing about him.
He Spence McKenzie.
Yeah, basically, yes. And so yeah, there's nothing he can talk a little bit, but he chooses not to, and otherwise he's a completely normal puppy. He's just fucking cool. Yeah,
Coolest dog.
it's the coolest dog.
Okay, so you all converge upon this target, which is now it's kind of almost to the point where it's almost hitting the ceiling of the gymnasium. So Derek, you fire off this ray off of your gun, and it hits it right in its dark armor. You didn't quite get it within the joints of it, but it definitely you see one of its legs kind of buckle a bit.
It goes.
Thank you for doing the short sound for me. As it just it lets out this kind of screech, and it turns its attention down. It turns its attention down towards you with its giant claws. So everyone, I would like everyone to roll me a bottle of luck to try to avoid not getting hit
I'm
by
gonna roll a luck.
giant claws.
I'm just gonna keep teleporting around. It can't predict that. So.
And this is that, by the way, in cartoon language, this is that first shot, the monster coming and crashing down, and everyone goes flying. You got to have that. That's that key first beat of the giant monster bit. Ah!
Oh no!
Crash. All right, here we go.
Could I add a point to mine since I'm flying?
Yep. You
Can I add a point to mine because I'm teleporting?
Yes.
All right, mine's a
Again,
9 then.
you can add whether it's your applicable powers or applicable academic interests.
Cool.
Yeah, that ain't gonna work. But I will do 9. I have 9 now.
Okay, 9 is good.
Same.
9 and 9.
I got a 5.
Cool. All right.
This was luck.
Luck or bod to get the fuck out of Dodge.
Well, I just don't. I mean, I'm not the DM, but I'm going bod because Derek's right in the firing line of this thing.
Yep. I mean,
So,
it's up to you.
4. I'm going 4.
Whew, okay. So as Corellia and CC manage to dodge out of the way, you see as both of you kind of dodge, you see both John and Derek go flying as the giant claws come down and into that laminated wooden floor of the gymnasium. And shards kind of go everywhere. As you see, John, you're far enough away that you just kind of stumble over it, but you accidentally knock over your portal setup. Derek is slammed against a wall. Both of you is going to take 1 point of harm. Which is basically off of your bonk is your health points essentially. So
Just 1 point?
Yep, just 1 point.
Sweet, I got 2 more.
Okay, but Derek took a hit, right? I mean,
Derek basically took a hit.
Okay, so you got to move into costume change 2 here, which is sort of battle damaged Derek look.
Battle damage, Derek.
You've got this tweed Brooks Brothers suit that has now been shredded. Derek's pretty ripped. He's in pretty good shape. I mean, come on, guys, right?
He's Harry Connick in his prime, right?
Yeah. I mean, come on. You got the definition in the chest, and you got a little 6-pack going, but not trying to make a show of it. And anyway, yeah, you got just now they're in tatters. Batman after fighting for 6 rounds with. Anyway, so yes, Derek now is in battle damaged.
Yeah.
Well,
Battle
I made
damage.
my point.
Hell yeah. Okay. So as Miss Gargan just barrel into Derek, sending him flying against one of the walls, what do the rest of you do?
CC is going to attempt to use his powers of absolute utter cool to freeze the eye stalks of this thing to prevent it from seeing and attacking, and perhaps trying to calm it down a bit. But as he flies around and fires, I would argue that this is too a cool roll, since everything I do is cool. Also, to make it even cooler, Talking Heads, This Must Be the Place is playing in the background now.
Come on. And so you shoot cold at him?
Hell yeah.
And I'm like, this is a very interesting, I'm like yelling at the teacher. This is a very interesting part of the experiment. We're going to test the effects of extreme temperatures on the full-grown Gargan.
Okay, I'm gonna need a cool roll from both of you. One for CC to shoot it, and one from Derek to try to convince the teacher that this is all part of the plan.
Try to save a little face here, folks.
That's a total of 13.
Okay.
This was cool.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, cool, and whatever else is applicable.
Really need to open my freaking character sheet. 3, 4.
Actually, 14 if I can add fly too, since I'm still
Oh,
flying.
yeah, you are flying.
7.
A 7. Okay, yeah. So the teacher who had also gone flying from the force of this massive lobster claws onto the ground kind of stands up, and as you're saving face, the teacher's like looking at the Gargan, looking at you, looking at the Gargan, but like taking down notes as like looking back and forth.
Yeah, so CC is going to take his fingers that smell of whiskey, gin, tequila that he's been using to stir and freeze, and he's going to concentrate them into a X-Men Iceman beam of pure ice-born alcohol-infused energy as he swirls it with a little bit of the alcohol. So you got the tequila and the whiskey kind of melting in with the ice, leaving just a hint of his delicious science project, and he's gonna blast it in the face.
Yeah, you blast it in his face as this this slush of frozen alcohol that is still very, very cold, considering CC is very, very cool. And you get it hits it right in the eye stalks, and you see it the eye stalk kind of like, again, independently kind of like flail up as it's being hit by this ice. And as it kind of coats it, you think that it probably won't be able to see as it starts to, now as you see it kind of starts to move around, almost stumbling a bit, just narrowly missing people as its giant legs stick into the ground.
Hey, Derek.
Corellia,
What's
stay back.
Are there any weak points on this Gargan? Aside from its adorableness.
The only way that we were able to destroy it back home was to overcharge the focusing disintegrator ray. Was the only way to take down a full-grown Gargan.
Oh. Would you like to try to supercharge your focusing disintegrator ray with one of my galvanistic electrochemical cells?
There you go. Plug it here into the some sort of port, but I can't think of the sort of sexual innuendo port.
Omniport.
There you go. Plug yourself into the Omniport on the back of my ray.
Sure. And I'll boop, teleport. Set the puppy down, grab a cell, boop, teleport back, and plug it in.
John Smith will help the exchange of energy by augmenting it sonically. Like water, go.
Ooh, fun. Okay, I'm gonna
need
need
this
some.
Omniport.
I feel like I need some rolls here. I would take a cool or smarts to make this work.
Oh, man. Okay, good. All right. So 7, 8, 9, 10. Beautiful.
Nice.
Boom.
And Corellia and John.
I got a 15 to assist.
Hell
Hold
yeah.
on. I gotta roll that. Smarts or a cool?
Yeah, smarts are cool.
They're about the same.
And whatever is applicable.
Physics? Cool.
Yep, physics will definitely work. Damn.
Told you these were good batteries. I was really intense about my presentation.
Yeah, so in a with Derek in the front with the point of the gun and his two friends by his side plugging in and augmenting this blast from this ray, you watch as Derek shoots and this immense blast of energy shoots out of it, brighter than any of you have ever seen coming from this gun. And you see this, almost the casing of it seem to glow as well, as the puppies just kind of running around in circles. Both puppies actually running around in circles. Freaking out a bit. And as you as this ray just pierces straight into the Gargan, you see a hole being torn into its carapace. The dark armor now giving way to whatever fleshy bodies within, and it smells weirdly good. It does.
Oh, that smells. Not only are they cute, but they're delicious.
Oh yeah, no, that's got to be the whole deal. Is these things are delicious. This is a primary food source for an entire civilization. Like, yeah. It has to be amazing.
Oh my gosh, this smell, like, I'm conflicted. It's so cute, but it smells so delicious.
And you see it
cute
again as it as it screeches once more in this dying wail. It starts to collapse, this big armored body coming down again, narrowly missing people as they get out of the way of this collapsing body. However, it is very large and it's taking up like a good section of this gymnasium now. And as it starts to collapse, you see it's heading straight for that oddly tarped experiment over there. That belongs to a very certain...
It's still tarped?
It's still tarped.
Gosh, Blake.
And
it's falling? It's dead, but it's falling?
It's dead, but it's falling.
I mean, I'll let it crush Blake's science experiment. I don't care. It's fine.
Everybody get out of the way.
Yeah,
it's not going to take out my bar, is it? I was close to that.
You were pretty close to that. I want you to roll me a luck roll to see.
Oh well, remember he doesn't even see the tarp. He can't see that. If he just sees his bar, he will attempt to save the bar. And all he's going to do is, just like Iceman, he's going to make an ice ramp that's like a little pillow that it lands on. And underneath it, that's all he's going to do. He's going to save the bar.
Just the bar. Everything else.
Yeah, you can totally do that. I will give that to you because that's fucking hilarious. Yeah, you as you do this, you see it crash into the tarped experiment that belongs to Blake. And as he does, you hear that kind of cracking of a dimension field cracking.
Oh, he actually did have a field. It was gonna work. Oh, well, maybe. Yeah, maybe. I'm not.
And as the tarp ends up being like dragged down and pulled away, you see, yeah, that's true, Prax. You did move it close to the Derek's booth. So, and as now the tarp has pulled away, you do see what looks like to be a very small version of a volcano, and what looks like the remnants of like some form of field around it. However, as the Gargan's body hits this kind of rock question mark that makes up this part of the small volcano, you see it start to crack. And as it does, you see that kind of glow of magma threatening to
He wasn't
spill
kidding.
out.
That actually is working. Huh. Maybe it'll...
And you gotta be like, and so as you can see, we continue to discover the effects of extreme temperatures on the Gargan.
in conjunction with Blake.
Oh no. Yeah.
Is the magma threatening just Blake and his friends and like their little pocket of the gym, or is it?
No, it's looking it's not that small. I say small in comparison to
an actual
volcanoes.
volcano?
But it's like how big is it? My brain's trying to figure.
Kiana, let me cut to the chase. Is my bar in trouble?
You think quite
burst in-
possibly? Yes. You think that if this volcano explodes, it will affect the entire gymnasium
And my bar.
and
Yeah.
your bar.
Okay, ice powers. Ice against magma. Let's do it.
Yeah.
Okay, so as CC goes to run in the safest bar, what's everyone else doing?
John is threatened by this, and he's going to pick up his portal and he's going to redirect it at the volcano. There's no choice. We have to save the gymnasium. He's going to attempt to, if we need to, port it out to all the other science fairs in the universe.
That's awesome. And I think Derek has turned around and is now knowing full well that there's nothing he can do short of shooting it with a cool ray. I think he turns around and goes, "Okay, as a duly designated security person for Aces High School for prom 2019, I'm going to need everybody to form 2 orderly lines and exit through. You see these exit doors over here. We got one here." And so, yes, immediately starts shouting at people who probably aren't listening to him.
Make me a cool or a luck roll.
He sounds a lot more brave and you know than I just did. 7, 8, 9, 10.
10, yeah. So
Got the pecs, and the ray gun.
and also like your general sense of calm seems to like it kind of almost like spreads out among the rest of the people around here, and they are calm enough to actually follow your instructions.
Good vibes, calm, steady vibes from Derek.
It probably helps that you have a puppy with you.
Puppy in one hand, ray gun in the other. Shirt's falling apart, and barely dressed. Exit
All right.
signs are to your left and right.
Yeah, people
So-
start to file the fuck out.
Does Corellia think if the external pressure of the weight of the Gargan was relieved from this volcano that it wouldn't erupt? Or is it too late?
I think it's more like it has managed to crack
it. Yeah.
it,
Alright.
where it had originally been like encased in some way.
Okay.
So there's a couple of options here. Trying to prevent the eruption in some way.
I
Block it.
think
You could-
Corellia's gonna try to fix the containment field.
Cool.
Like she's like, can't really do anything about a volcano, but maybe I can fix the containment field. So that's what she's gonna try to do.
Yeah, there's a few puppies. Thank you. As you're running to go and fix the containment field. Yes, thank you, Devil to Pay. There are a few puppies who are eating away at the Gargan.
Oh no, save some for us.
It's very tasty. Yeah, so you run over and you start to try to fix the containment field.
My hair is handing me tools. Tentacles.
As John, you're running over with the portal.
He's running over with the portal and he's constantly just saying things like, "We have no choice. This is an impossible decision."
CC to assist John is going to try to blast the magma into the portal, like sweep it into the portal. Like if the portal's a dustpan, the ice is going to be the broom. So he's just going to help kill countless civilizations or science fairs. Also, at this point, Stan Bush's "You Got the Touch" starts playing.
I gotta pull that up. And Derek holding his gun low like a cop with both hands. You know, you got to do that thing where I get my shoulder forward and I run up to Corellia and be like, "Do you think you can contain it?"
I'm gonna try.
At this point, this has gone way beyond the perimeters of my initial experiment. I shoot you with a cool ray if you think that would help. It might only distract you.
Well, I'm pretty cool already, but maybe it wouldn't hurt to shoot the volcano with a cool ray. Maybe make the lava less deadly? I don't know how it works. We haven't tested the exact parameters of the cool ray on, like, non-living beings, so...
You gotta have like a really cool mojo track. You are pretty cool, Corellia, and that's a pretty cool idea. Put the puppy down. Shoot the volcano with nothing but white hot liquid cool.
Okay, as all of these things come together at once, I'm gonna need a bunch of rolls to figure this shit out. I'm gonna need a cool. I think Cece, I think we already know is gonna be a freaking cool.
14.
Yeah. For Corellia and John, you can give me a smarts roll. You can give me a luck roll. Either one of those work.
17 if I can use my physics with it.
Hell yeah, you can.
Yeah, can I use my physics to help fix this containment field as well?
Hell yeah.
Sweet. Yeah. I'm gonna use luck and physics. Because that just sounds hilarious.
I get a bonus because of the ray gun, right?
Yes, you do.
So it's cool plus the gun.
Yes.
Yeah.
So 4, 5. Ugh,
Oh no.
it's not going well. Misfired.
Yeah. Your gun hadn't quite recovered from the
The
Oh, yeah.
overload. Yeah.
from the overload that you just put into it. And it, you know, needs some time to get itself back up and running.
Yeah, it typically does do that.
Just give it about 10 minutes and drink some fluids. Electrolyte.
The gun's refractory period is very short.
And so it misfires as at the same time as Cece, you're starting to direct whatever ooze of magma starting to come out towards the portal. Corellia, you are tapped the fuck into this as you start to build this field back up. The energy, that bluish energy, starting to encase once more. And actually, John, you have managed to position the portal perfectly where it can become embedded into this field if you would like to.
Sure. What would that mean if it was embedded into the field? Like it's like
Well, it wouldn't just contain it; it would also get the thing out.
well, what else are we going to do? Of course, we have to do that.
Yep. So yeah, you can basically your two science are able to meld together in order to.
John and I science so well together. Like,
We do.
Remember when we fought Mundane? That was really cool.
It was so cool. It was so cool. Damn what's being burdened with these terrible decisions.
And as the field comes up and encompasses the portal, you see it almost as if it collapses in on it to itself. The portal now growing to actually fill the entire field as it just goes and over top of this volcano. And you see it kind of not just stop at the gymnasium floor, it goes down as if to take out that entire section of what was a volcano. and is now just empty space. And there is quiet.
Well, as soon as it gets quiet, CC will take his bar, put everything back in the crate, roll up his, and he's gonna move over into the hole in the side of the creature, shoo away some puppies, set up his bar, hang up, St. Elmo's frozen, and as soon as people start coming back in, he's like, "All right, everybody, let's do this shit."
While Weird Science by Oingo Boingo kicks out.
Weird science.
Perfect. I had Secret of My Success by Night Ranger, but I'll take Oingo Boingo.
Yeah,
And
Curly
as-
is definitely gonna taste some of this Gargan.
Yeah, it's really good.
Oh my gosh.
Derek knows how to prepare Gargan, so if there's like a
It's like, here, and now we have tested the effects. Have some Gargan, everybody.
And as people start to kind of filter back in to this quite ruined gymnasium that has a giant Gargan corpse
Yes.
and a giant hole in the ground where there was Blake's science experiment.
Yeah. How does Blake react to all of this?
Blake had been one of the ones that had like left and had come back.
Oh yeah.
And he's like, "What? Where did it? What? Where did the thing go?"
Oh, you
And-
missed your presentation. It like already happened.
Yeah, Blake, it was
And,
fascinating. We checked the reactions of the full-grown Gargan for with extreme temperatures.
And you see one of the teachers come up to Blake. Say, "Blake, we need to have a discussion about your blatant endangerment of this entire fair." And he's like, "What? What do you mean?" He starts to get escorted out of the gymnasium and likely to the principal's office where nobody wants to go. Nobody has ever seen the principal unless you've been called to the principal's office. And so, as she's being let out, people start to filter in and kind of are marveling over this Gargan, as well as like this kind of weird, interesting field that's happening over here, brand new in science. The combination of a teleportation portal and a containment field, and so people are kind of marveling over that.
High five, John. I like fist bump, John.
Fist bump as well. I have one more thing I want to do. if I
Yeah.
can. There's one more puppy who came back, and I want this puppy to. He comes back. He's a chocolate lab. He's got a trench coat, and he's Scruff McGuff is
Yes!
going to show up, and John is going to talk to him. He's going to say, "You know what to do." And Scruff McGruff bows his head, and he jumps into the portal. He's going to try to save those people.
And then he's going to write to Chicago, Illinois,
60652.
And
for your
as
free comic book.
the roach garden and the whiskey, alcohol, snowballs are being served, as science is being marveled over, you'll get very, very good grades. Although, perhaps it was not about the grades after all, about the experience of science fair at Aces High. And I think that's where we're going to leave it off for today.
Oh man, come on. Get a hand in.
Fantastic. That was absolutely amazing. Oh my gosh. My brain's still processing the immense amount of cool that just happened at this science fair. But let's go around and let's say who we are, where we can find you online, and what your favorite part of today's episode was. Let's start with Derek.
Oh man, what? We're making dreams come true on this show, everybody. I want to take one of those things like Paulie Walnuts has with that people that boomers use to suntan the bottom of their necks, you know, the little reflectory things. I just want to sit there and hold it up to this show and bask in the warm glow of this incredible, marvelous show that we are doing here on the Laugh Love Lindy channel. My favorite part, I think that as much as dreams are coming true with the Gargan, and how glad I am we got to do all of that narratively, because we needed a big boss fight, everybody. We needed a big fight. The whole CC thing. Once again, CC is like grounding this entire experience. And again, if this was a cartoon or like a show, you have to have CC, whose expression hardly ever changes. I've been thinking for what, 3 weeks about CC DJing the thing, and every time you cut to him, the cigarette's a little longer or a little shorter or a little longer, and back and forth and back and forth. I've been laughing about that for a long time now. So yes, I think that was my favorite part. Kiana's a genius, and this show is amazing, and I'm very glad to be a part of it. And everybody's awesome, and I think we got to keep the puppies around. We got to hold on to, yeah. Well, first off, we got a Spuds MacKenzie now, like the coolest dog in the world kind of thing. That's the best. That's so great. I could go on about that for an hour. And then and then I have a toxic, hellhound from some sort of weird Dimension X type situation. So that's going to be fun to explore. So yes, I'm gonna shut up now. This is amazing. See you next time.
Awesome. And John Smith.
Oh man, this game is so... I love this game because you have absolutely no idea where it's going to go, but it still fits. Like, there's just some feel we've created for this, and we all know what it is, and it's wonderful. I think my favorite part was seeing Corellia really give a shit about climate change.
That was amazing.
It's the most passionate I think I've ever seen her, and I love that so much. Oh man, this is great. Is this the part where we say who we are?
Yeah.
And all that? Okay, I'm Emma. I'm communications director for WebDM. We are doing a number of cool things, and we get to tell you about some of those things soon. I counted it up, and currently we have amongst us like 10 secrets, and we will tell you about all of them within the next year. So you should watch us and see what those secrets are. And we love you. All of these people play on some of our games, and we love them so much. And Kiana and Lindy and I will be on Lost Girls tomorrow at 2 p.m. Central Time, being vampires. I'm so excited.
Awesome. Hyped. And speaking of Lost Girls, we've got Kiana, a fellow Lost Girl with us.
Oh man, yeah, this was so much fun. I love this game so much, and I really, really love enjoying what ridiculous things these guys come up with. I go into these games with very low prep. Here's the event happening. Here's a possibility of how things can go wrong. Let's go. And these guys are able to spin a fantastic Saturday morning cartoon out of it. So I love this game so much. If you enjoy Teenagers from Outer Space, go check out our Telstorian Games. Big thank you to them for all the shout outs and stuff. It's a super fun system. I've adapted a bit for streaming, but it is, if you like teenage pulp space shenanigans, this is definitely the system for you. And this is a monthly series, so we'll be announcing when the next episode will be next month. But until then, you guys find me over on Twitter at KennaS. Best way to figure out what I'm doing, because I'm over the internet playing role-playing games almost every day of the week. You can find me tomorrow on the on WebDM for Lost Girls, as has been said. Otherwise, just catch me over on the internet, and we'll talk about whatever it's going to be next episode. It might be detention, Breakfast Club situation. We'll see. That was a very close runner-up on the poll over there. So
you almost destroyed the gym.
We did almost destroy the gym. Blake might rat us out. We might have to join. Oh my God, we might have to join Blake in detention.
Yeah.
I'm no. That.
We're going Breakfast Club plus Blake.
I'll be sure to watch it.
And what was your favorite part of today's show, Kiana?
I just loved all the experiments. I just really enjoyed what you guys came up with for those. I was like, science fair. And then, because when we think about science fairs, you know, it's all within what is human limits. And then you have to throw in teenage aliens who have to impress people, but also not, like, you know, endanger everybody. So I was really curious as to what they were going to choose. And you guys did not disappoint. Those were so great. And all the presentations were amazing, too. How you decided to do that. I loved it so much. Going from, like, Corellia's super intense eco speech over to John's 14-page paper.
That was my favorite. The science fair dimension is the best. Yeah. That's so good.
And the dimensions, the science fair dimensions theory, that's so good. Down to Derek, of course, endangering the entire freaking science fair with a giant gherkin.
Yes.
And trying to keep face out the entire time.
Yes.
And of course, Cece. And he's got to.
What
whiskey snowballs.
Does this freeze at?
So good.
Yes, Cece
The ultimate,
is...
I thought of it this morning, science fair.
Perfect. Cece is awesome. And speaking of Cece, we got Cece.
Hey everybody, I play CC. I'm Grimjack21502 on the Twitters, Tales from the Grim on the Twitch. You can join us over there on the Twitch tomorrow at 4 p.m. Eastern. We have our episode 0 for Highlander of On a Winter's Night. A lot of fun people, some from the WebDM family, some from all of our other friends, the Scraticus Academy, all over the place. And then tomorrow night at 7 p.m., we continue our Pulp Cthulhu campaign across time with a brand new story starting, Project Hyperion. The DM will be Allison Robinson, and I will be playing. Hey, I get to play Pulp Cthulhu. Yay. And that's going to be fun. That's going to be tomorrow. But I like playing CC a lot because everything about CC is 100% what do I do next? And this crazy cast and this character it's just a very good thing to do on a Saturday morning when your brain is fighting to not do stuff like that. It helps out quite a bit. And also, just to end it off here, as CC is packing up his stuff in his crate, most of the bottle's now empty. He's smoking a cigarette, puts his poster board in of St. Elmo's Frozen, and somehow, some way, Kokomo by the Beach Boys is playing as he walks out his shift over at Cocktails and Dreams.
Excellent, excellent. And what was your favorite part of today, Greg?
My favorite part, it's always something that Travis says that gets me like, it just sticks with me. When he said it was a pre-war suit, I don't know why. It's the descriptors and the fact that his kindly neighbor had like a 3/4 missing finger. It's just shit like that like really sticks with me and makes me laugh because it's oddly specific. Like, I mean, obviously it's oddly specific, but it's part of his, like, he doesn't bury the lead ever. He leads with, this is a man with 3/4 of a finger. So you're always hit with the good descriptors right at the front. So I love it. And I love everything that everybody does here. It's so awesome. You know, coming together to like really kind of science the shit out of the boss monsters.
I've been crying for an hour and a half. I just want to say.
It's really, really funny. And I don't know if anybody missed it, but go back to the point where Derek's overloading his gun. Travis' fucking face when he's holding onto that gun, and like that, it's just, you can still frame that, and that could be our poster. You know, it's like somebody that's ever watched the show like decided to make a poster for the movie, and it's just completely against everything what we really do. That, you know.
Yeah.
Whoever did Serenity for Fireflies, like marketing campaign. Yeah.
Excellent.
All right. See you next month.
Yes. Oh my goodness. This is amazing. My favorite part, I really liked, I liked Derek with the puppy. He was just like, oh, it's so cute, isn't it? She's like, this is a parasite? And, like, because Corellia's planet doesn't have puppies. It's like Waterworld. Like, everything's scaled and aquatic.
She wants a Gargan.
She thought the Gargan was so cute. And I absolutely loved, John Smith. Just like, yes, portals to ultimate dimensions. And his presentation. John's and Cece's presentations were just so, like, da-da. And then, like, in your face. It was just perfect. I loved it so much. But yeah, I'm Laugh Love Lindy. This is my channel. We do this once a month, so stay tuned for March dates. However, for the month of February, every Friday from 3 to 6 Eastern, I'm running a Minnie Mouse... Well, I'm not running it. I'm playing in a Minnie Mouse Guard campaign. Ethan Robot Bear, or Super Robot Bear on Twitter, is DMing it. We had our first episode yesterday, and it was super adorable and cute and awesome. So you should check it out. It's kind of a learn by play, because none of the players have played before, so we're learning as we go, and you could pick it up too and learn as we go. And then Tuesday nights, Mr. Ravenloft right here. Definitely check out both The Lost Girls and Project Hyperion tomorrow. And then if that's not enough, like 6 hours of streams in a row for you practically, then you should check out Ryutama on Anaris's channel, where I will be playing till midnight. Because I'm addicted to tabletop RPGs. Yeah, so that's that. Thanks everybody so much for coming out this beautiful, wonderful early Saturday morning for cartoons, and we will see you next month. So... goodbye, everybody.